Slay the Spire 2. It's like Slay the Spire 1, except they got this new fancy 2 at the end. But although the core gameplay is basically the same, they did add 2 new characters along with giving the original characters a bunch of new tools. So I thought the only right thing to do was objectively rank each character in the game based off a perfectly designed system based off my intuition. And you may be thinking, what makes me think that my opinion's the objective truth? Just because I'm tall and handsome? No, it's also because I have a 135 bench. But before we get to the true ranking, I thought it'd be right to have an honorable mention for the Watcher for no other reason but to slander her. Because let's be honest here, is anyone going to be offended if I call out Watcher for being ass? I honestly don't think there's a single person who says, yeah, I'm going to do a run with Watcher real quick. Was there a person who was watching all the reveals for Slay the Spire 2 and go, wait, where's the Watcher? No one cares for this character, and no one should. All of the 3 original characters probably hang out, smoking blunts near the rest site, and then this purple chud shows up and immediately kills every vibe known to man. Wrathform is just broken, she's not fun, and I would hit A10 with every other character before I touch this character again. The good thing is, I don't have to play the Watcher, because this is Slay the Spire 2 now. I can actually play the characters who are well designed. And starting off, we got the Ironclad, finishing at a nice number 5 spot. Now, unlike the Watcher, I know that people actually like this character, which I get. He's a tutorial character. He's John Spire, the face of the game. And yet he's just not as fun as the other characters. I play this character to unlock the Silent, a character that can actually find success in higher ascensions. Every run with this character, you're just looking for demon form because you just don't scale without it. He has as much potential as Carson Beck. Not a lot. You can use a block build, but then you're going to realize that block builds are just not fun to play. So then you switch it up with an exhaust build, but then you fail because you're missing the specific cards that you need for it to be viable. The best way to play this character? Demon form and rock spam. I mean, he looks great. It's a dude with a sword, but he also has like this bird-like mask, and I like birds. The fact is, the only reason I need to put him this low is because he has one less starting card than every other character in the game. So based off my rulebook, that's an automatic last place. But now we can move on to the next character, the Regent, who is also the worst out of the 2 new characters. It's not because of how he looks though. He's probably the best visually designed character in the game, with his throne, the minions holding the throne up, the giant sword that floats around him. It is also the case of this character just not being fun to play. For other reasons than the Ironclad, because the Ironclad just lacks scaling, while the Regent only has scaling. You're going to use this character for 5 runs straight, and only one of those runs is actually going to be able to do anything. He's got a new resource. Okay. Only a couple of his builds are actually enjoyable once they do get up and running, and all of them revolve around the sword. He's got cards that I'm looking at right now that I just don't think anyone has ever picked up in their lives. Like, who is picking up royalties or crash landing in their runs? Every character has a form card that Ironclad pioneered with his demon form, and the Regent's one is just not very interesting. The Regent is a character that is better than Ironclad and Watcher, but that's all I got. Next up, we got the character that was my favorite in Slay the Spire 1, the Silent. I think the main reason I would play the Silent was because she looked cool. Her design is inspired by a combination of a witch doctor and a plague doctor, just doctor on doctor action. But I think another reason why I played her, even though I didn't know it at the time, was that she was just broken, and she still is broken. She's the best character in the game, just is, which is not really the best thing, because if you play the top tier in any game, you're going to be called dishonest, which is fair. I think they wanted people to believe that they nerfed the character by making like 2 of her cards weaker, but then they gave her so many new cards that are just unbalanced. If you want to win this character, you can go any build you want. Shiv, Poison, Draw Touch, discard, it all works. The new cards she got, like I said before, are viable, but also fun to use, which includes her Serpent form. It's not the fact that she became a worse character in the second game, just the fact that I became a better person since the first game. I've grown as a person. I do not condone such top tier abuse like I used to. I know not only can I bench 135, but I'm also a great person. Like all characters excluding the Watcher, I'm not mad if this is your favorite character. It was mine for a time and I still like the color green. But what color is objectively better than green? Purple. so that's why Necrobinder is in second. Now, Necrobinder does have the worst name out of any other character. It's 4 syllables, and I'm a busy man. I don't have the time to say that big word every time I refer to this character. Necrobinder has so many builds that are fun to play. He has builds that are just ironclad but better, while also having unique builds that use Doom, Asti, Souls, and there's just so much. Every single one of his cards has some kind of synergy with the build, so unlike other characters like the Regent, you won't get scammed by the rare card rewards after a boss. I do think for the most part he's got some builds that are just flat out better than the others, but you can make all of them work so it doesn't really matter too much. Ancient cards are also a thing. I just haven't really talked about them because any other character doesn't really get crazy unique ones except that one intangible silent card. But Necrobinder gets some interesting ones. But why is he not first? Because this guy just looks like death with a color palette change. His design's too basic compared to his gameplay. Look at other characters, they got a cool ass design, and he's just, I've seen it before, man. Gameplay wise, I think Necrobinder is the best in the game, so for my large portion of blind viewers out there, I recommend this character. But the best Slay the Spire character overall is the Defect, and that's coming from someone who had Defect as their least played character in Slay the Spire 1, outside of Watcher, of course. He has his unique orb mechanic, which makes up most of the character, as he has 5 unique orbs which can all be turned into a build, because a large part of his kit isn't actually designed towards a specific type of orb. Rather, he just has supporting cards that help with all of them. Plus, he has builds that utilize having a variety of different orbs, along with the famous Claw build, which basically ignores the orb mechanic completely, and instead playing a completely different way than the rest of his kit. I would not say that he's the best visually designed character in the game, but he's definitely in the middle of the pack. He looks like a defected robot, which is like the point. Get it? Defect, defected, In every build that he has, I can see myself playing, except, maybe a heavy frost build just because it's blocking. Every character can do that. It's just the moment I realized I grew as a person. It's the same moment I realized that the Defect was a truly masterclass of a character. But what do you think? Do you think I'm a genius who went 100%? Or a flawed mastermind who might have got one small thing wrong? Let me know. And make sure you like and subscribe to support your niche indie YouTuber.